After filming weddings for 8 years, I've gotten to know a lot of vendors. But all of my time spent with them is usually when we're both working. And I also notice that most of the time the actual couples get to spend with their vendors is while they're working too. So I wanted to take a step back and take some time to get to know them, while also letting you understand them and their industry. Let's get to know your vendors. What's up, guys? I'm Tommy Kirkpatrick with Kirkpatrick Films, and I'm here today with my good friend Robby Followell of Followell Photography. How do I want to describe you?
Amazing.
He is, and he really is. He's an amazing photographer. He's shot weddings all over Mississippi and all over, really, have you shot out of the country too? Yeah, all over, everywhere. He's been shooting for how many years?
15 years.
15 years. I've shot lots of weddings with him. He's amazing to work with. And so, yeah, Robby, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I got started in 2007. I did some mission work in Southeast Asia the summer between my junior and senior year of college, and just really became super compelled by photography as a kind of as a story platform, as the opportunity to relive an experience. I had this like super pivotal summer in my life that I wanted to kind of remember and I wanted to revisit, you know? And so I had these photos of people that I'd interacted with or moments that I experienced that for the first time I realized, you know, photography as this platform to allow you to reconnect to memories more deeply than you can do just like conjuring them up on your own. Like you're able to see a photograph and remember like what you did right before that moment, where you went after, what that moment may have like smelled like or sounded like, and the power of like an individual image as sort of a gateway to memories was captivating to me then. It like motivates me now. I feel like you drop a photojournalist into the middle of a wedding day and you are given this really unique opportunity to absorb a day that, you know, brides and grooms don't want to forget. And so I've always been sort of motivated by this whole concept of photojournalism or documentary style photography.
That's awesome. And I know you elaborated a little bit on it, but tell me a little bit more about your style and kind of how you developed that.
I would say that probably the top line for me is a sense of timelessness. I just really have seen, I guess, over these 15 years, how susceptible wedding photography is to kind of the trend of the hour. And I think I was super guilty early on of like, you know, slapping textures on top of photos that were completely artificial and like shoot concrete outside and like, whoa, look, I can make this girl's skin look like asphalt. And you're like, why? You know, why were we thinking that was cool at all? And so I think as I've maybe matured in my field, I've just wanted to shy away from things that scream like 2023, you know? And so second to that, in addition to trying to be just like super timeless, I also really believe that the importance of photography is to connect brides back to their own memories of their wedding day. And I don't want to interject my own interpretation of those memories too much. So what that room felt like, what it looked like for her. And I want to allow her and the groom to be able to kind of expand upon the memories they have and not take away from them by giving them something that's pretty authentic. You know, I hope that my style is more defined by the heart behind my images and not like the style of my toning of a photo. You know, I want the content to speak louder than maybe the aesthetic of the photo. Really what I want people to be struck by is like, wow, like how did he catch a moment that helps me see into that person's life so clearly? You know, the content to me just far outweighs like the tones. Yeah, that's awesome. I really like that perspective a lot, and how important it is to think about the couple themselves and how they're going to be viewing these pictures, not just like when you deliver them, but you know, 10, 20 years from now. Yeah, totally. I mean, I'm a dad of 3 awesome kids, and we've had the experience many times of pulling out our wedding photo album and, you know, telling them stories about our wedding day. And so it's probably strange, but like I do feel like I often on a wedding day am governed by the thought of like, how can I help, you know, grandchildren to come to understand better who their grandparents are, you know, people that potentially they may never meet, you know, like how can I express who that person was on this day
Yeah.
for these kids that will come from this union.
Kind of shifting gears a little bit, the next thing I wanted to ask is geared towards kind of the potential clients, because I think what's unique about our industry is that obviously there's a lot of our clients aren't repeat clients, vast majority of the time.
Kind of hopefully none of them.
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully none of them. But yeah, so a lot of times that couples come to us, this is their first time going through this process. They have no idea what to expect. So part of our job during the initial consultation is honestly just educating, like talking about, hey, this is what wedding photography or wedding videography is. This is kind of how the process works. So I think I really would love to pick your brain on what you think is something that you would love for couples to know or understand before they even first talk to you.
Yeah, and in large part, you know, you're hiring a bunch of self-employed, small business folk to work your wedding day. And so that means a lot of things. One, people love to talk about the, you know, inflated expense of weddings. But in my case, you know, I shoot about 30 weddings a year, and those 30 clients are the ones who, you know, help me pay my mortgage, help pay our health insurance, they help pay our car insurance and medical bills, and our kids, you know, like Valentine's for school. I mean, it's like honestly a really unique position to only get 30 chances to make your kind of full revenue stream for an entire year. I'd also say that, you know, I'll ultra practically allow the vendors with whom you work to know as much about you as you are comfortable sharing. I mean, just treat these people as family and trust that they have your best interest at heart, like 100%. You know, we're all a team working together to deliver just a really spectacular experience for the bride and groom on their wedding day. But the best way for me to learn how to showcase the story of these people are to be trusted into intimate moments and honest conversations. And it also, you know, allows me to tell something uniquely true to these people. And so if possible, you know, just let your guard down and like let your vendors in as much as you're comfortable once you've selected vendors. And that should probably be a part of your deciding factor, who you feel kind of a chemistry with and who you feel like you can be honest in front of, who you can trust.
That's really cool. I love that kind of your entire message comes back to that relationship and that kind of just interaction with the couple and maintaining that and making sure you just do it well.
Yesterday, I mean, I was at a coffee shop and spotted a bride whose wedding I shot. I think she was like my 5th or 6th wedding in early 2008. She was married, and she just had the kindest words to say. And to be honest, like those first couple years, I'm like, look the other way when I see those clients, because my work has come a long way. You know, hopefully the product has far improved. But it really is just so special that 15 years later, you know, she's just like gets tears in her eyes thanking me for the memories that I preserved for them on that day. You know, it's just like what an honor, you know, to be able to do this work every week and, you know, for clients. So yeah, super special.
That's awesome. Cool. Well, that's all I really have for today. Thanks so much, Robby. I really appreciate your time.
Loved it. Thank you, Tom.
Awesome.